All across India, a quiet revolution is taking place. It's clean, it's powered by the sun, and at its heart, well, it's an incredible and maybe unexpected group of women. Today, we're diving into India's massive solar boom. Okay, we all get that solar panels can power a light bulb, but what if that same energy could do way more? What if it could power new economies, new skills, and even a whole new future? Because that's exactly what's happening. From the most remote villages to the biggest cities, solar energy is becoming this bedrock of progress. So let's get into how this all works, starting with the basics. To really understand what's going on, we gotta start at square one. No jargon, no complicated physics, just a super simple look at what we're talking about. Solar energy is pretty much what it sounds like. Power that comes straight from the sun. The best way to think about it? The sun is basically a giant, free, natural power plant that never, ever runs out of fuel. It's just up there, beaming down more energy than we could possibly ever use. So how do we actually catch all that power? Well, there are two main ways. On the left, you've got solar PV. Those are the panels you see on rooftops. They're like a light-to-electricity converter for running your lights and charging your phone. And on the right, you have solar thermal, which is even simpler. It just uses the sun's raw heat to do stuff, like heating up water for a shower. Okay, so why is this such a huge deal for India specifically? Well, it's kind of the perfect match. The country gets strong sunshine for almost 300 days a year, and it's located right in the sweet spot near the equator. But here's the real game changer. The fuel, the sunlight itself, is completely 100% free. Forever. And when you have a perfect match like that, well, it leads to something incredible. We're not just talking about steady growth here. We're talking about a full-on solar explosion. Let's look at the numbers. What's the biggest reason for this boom? It's one word: cost. Since 2010, the price of solar panels has just fallen off a cliff. We're talking a 90% drop. That single fact has changed everything, making solar the cheapest way to get new electricity in most of the country. And that price drop led directly to this. In just 1 year, India added almost 45 gigawatts of solar power. That's a nearly 87% jump from the year before. To put that in perspective, that's like building over 40 huge new coal plants in just 12 months, but with absolutely zero pollution. All of that incredible growth brings us to this milestone. By early 2026, India blew past 150 gigawatts of total solar capacity. Now remember, that's up from practically nothing just over a decade ago. The speed of this whole thing is just breathtaking. So, how in the world did this happen so fast? Well, it boils down to four big things. First, you've got those perfect sunny conditions, meaning those super low costs. Second, a major push from the government with subsidies. Third, solar is just so easy to install. You can put it on rooftops, over canals, pretty much anywhere. And finally, there's the urgent need to fight climate change. But, these are more than just big numbers on a chart. They represent a real, tangible impact on the environment and, even more importantly, on the daily lives of millions of people. First up, the planet. Right now, India's solar power prevents 200 million tons of carbon dioxide from hitting the atmosphere every single year. That is a massive number. It's like taking tens of millions of cars off the road for good. But this is where the story gets really, really powerful. Look at these examples. In Modera, an entire village now runs completely on solar with zero electricity bills. In the Himalayas, tiny solar grids have brought power to over 94 remote villages for the first time ever. And for farmers in Punjab, solar water pumps are saving them up to a lakh of rupees every year. This is a true grassroots revolution. And right at the heart of that grassroots movement is a group of people you might not expect. This brings us to the most inspiring part of this whole story, the Surya Sakhi revolution. So we've talked about the technology, we've looked at the mind-boggling numbers, but who are the actual people on the ground making this happen? The ones installing the panels, convincing their neighbors, and driving this change, village by village. Meet the Surya Sakhi. The name literally translates to friend of the sun. These are local women trained to become solar technicians, entrepreneurs, and champions of clean energy right in their own communities. They are, and I'm not exaggerating, the backbone of this rural energy transition. And what they do is just Incredible. They do everything. They install and fix the equipment. They explain how government programs work to their neighbors. They run their own small businesses selling solar lanterns and offering repairs. They're the entire local solar ecosystem all rolled into one person. And this is why it matters so much. The ripple effect is huge. This is way bigger than just clean energy. It's economic empowerment. We're seeing women triple their incomes. It's faster adoption because who are you going to trust more than your neighbor? And it's a profound social change, breaking old stereotypes and creating brand new role models for the next generation.
So when you put all of these pieces together, it becomes crystal clear that India's solar journey is really just getting started, and its future looks incredibly bright.
Just take a look at this projection for 2035. Solar is expected to make up almost half of India's entire power grid. You add in the other renewables, and you're looking at a future dominated by clean energy. A future that honestly seemed like a fantasy just a decade ago.
And this really brings it all home, doesn't it? The sun, the fuel source, is unlimited and it's free. The technology is cheap and it works. The impact on people on the planet is transformative. And with women leading the charge on the ground, the question isn't if India can do it. The real question is, how much further can it go?